And we're here. 2 minutes late, but we're here. Hello, YouTube. Hello, chat.
Uh-oh.
Tweacz is talking shit. Who is
What?
this
No,
guy?
I don't know what you're talking
I
about.
need a mod to ban this man, please. Ban him in chat.
That's just rude.
Listen, we don't accept any disobedience here under the Buddha Gang dictatorship. Okay?
We were just talking. Buddha's in rare form today.
I woke up in a rare mood. I don't know what's going on. And now I have a glass of grape juice in my hand. Who knows
We're ready to go.
Who knows what's going to happen this podcast?
Could be anything, Could get wild.
Could be anything. The only way we're going to find out is by saying, YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy Buddha back in the building for another Power Creep podcast with the homie, the co-host, the LC Pro himself. We got Tweacz.
What's up, fellas?
And that's it. Just us two. You can see we're twinning today. Discord profile pictures.
Yeah, no, okay.
Tweacz asked if he could, use
the
image I wanted.
Wow. You're just gonna throw me out there like that.
I told him, listen, man.
You can tell any narrative you want.
You've carried enough podcasts. I'll throw you a bone. So.
I'm dead.
Okay. We should get on track.
Uh-huh.
Can people hear me? 44K. Sir Ignis, this is not my account. I think I did say that one podcast ago, but this is not my account, gang. This is Tweacz. Don't get it twisted.
I'm not as rich as Buddha, so I only have 44K.
He may not be as rich, but he does have a Lenius. And as you can see,
sure do.
That's the man on the screen behind me. We're going to get to talking about the newest mage to drop in last. Cloudia, Tweacz. I caught your live stream this morning. You looked like you were having some fun with him.
I am having some fun with him, and that's something that we haven't had in a while, was a fun mage unit, right? The last really good mage that we had, I mean, Angela was good, but Maja was the most, game-altering one that came on the scene. And he was a lot of fun to test out. So yeah, no, it's been a long time. It's been 6 months since we've had a really good mage come out.
Too long.
Way too long.
Too long in my opinion. And people were really questioning his kit. I saw a lot of confusion after the initial reveal, which was understandable. I think it's so hard not to just focus on numbers when we're reading through. And it's just so far from what actually paints the full picture.
And, here's the thing. People in the community are going to compare him directly to Maja. Immediately, right? Can you compete for the top mage spot? What's the difference? All that stuff. And we'll try to explain the differences, but, I mean, they're both great units. What do you want?
They are great. And understandably...
They fill different roles, I think. Honestly, yes. They work, and their mechanics work in different ways to benefit an account. So,
right. And I was going to say, understandably so, that people make the comparison when we have such a little amount of mages.
And being a DOH, it's nice to have a semi-limited option instead of just collab mages, right? Shift Eliza's great perm. We have Maja as a great DOH mage. I mean, even she does a pretty good DOH mage, but a current form mages, we don't have that many, obviously. Angel's completely limited. And now we have Lenius. Lenius is pretty sick. Plus, he's got some cool art. One of the coolest that we've had in the game, in my opinion. You know, I love my blues and purples.
I think they hear you, and they know you love your blues and purples, and you're their market, Tweacz. I'm convinced because
they didn't get too much out of me, so we're all right.
You had a good summon session today?
Not a great, but it wasn't it wasn't as bad as the other ones.
Cataclysmic, yeah. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Shall we? get
Yeah, we
into the
shall.
details.
Pretty hype unit. I mean, a lot of people have been expecting a mage or even Lenius himself to come out on whenever. People didn't know when he was coming out, but he's finally here. Pretty good. He obviously is an intelligence-based magical attacker. Skills-wise, lightning strike, bomb blitz, and windstorm. I mean, here's the thing. He doesn't, and kind of spoiler for his kit. He doesn't have like almost any physical damage boosters in his kit, like at all. So his skills, if you want to make him work as a physical DPS, and if you want to, I mean, I would still dual wield him if you're going to build him as a physical DPS. He's not going to be your meta DPS. You need an absolute crap ton of boosts into his kit, as well as supporting units to make him even a solid physical DPS, right? The problem there is his magic is too good to ignore. You really want to be taking advantage of his magic. He has 4, we haven't gotten in there yet, but 4 stackable magics that we have not seen before. Dual hit magic, some really, really nice map-wide magic that has some crazy caps, crazy hit counts, really good spam. Like, I just don't think his skills are really that important, to be honest. The funny thing about this is that he actually is able to skill cancel. Buddha, did you know that? His S2 or his S1 is going to be non-line of sight. I think it's 8 hits, 16 dual wield. Cool. It's an attack that can, it's dual element, just like Zlorg's is, earth and then thunder. But his S2 is actually a line of sight attack. So he needs to be in the line of sight of enemies. But his regulars are non-line of sight. So as we've seen with, Shift Zekis, as we've seen with other units like Roy, like we've seen with Expet, he can actually skill cancel his regular attacks into some pretty nice Goddess Kiss procs. And we don't have to showcase that a little bit. That's something of note with his S2. His S2 does make him run into line of sight. So,
yes,
it's kind of cool.
I saw you testing that with Goddess Kiss.
Good. I'm glad. Maybe not everyone's seen that. And we probably won't test that here, but because I don't think even throwing SC into like Goddess Kiss and throwing SC into like phase change and using the right weapons and boosts and all that kind of stuff, it's really not that useful.
Yeah,
I would say.
I have something to say about the physical DPS side of mages.
Mm-hmm.
And you can tell me if you agree.
Mm-hmm.
Back with like Shift Zekis and in that era, damage cap for physical type units was much lower.
Yeah.
Right? So the bar that you had to measure up to was not the same as what physical DPS does nowadays.
Right.
Nowadays, it's not only because these units have cap, but they also have, as you've said, the modifiers built within them to then reach those caps. You can't just reach those caps because they're there.
Right.
If that makes sense. And I mean, he doesn't even have the physical caps to.
No, if his physical DPS side was released last year, then yeah, he'd probably compete, but not anymore.
No. It's a different ball.
No, even like boosting him with the full Sarah, Tinkili, alts and all that good stuff, he's just not making it.
Yeah.
But S3 itself, Windstorm, teleport above the enemy for a wide area ice combo attack, changes to earth if enemy's earth resistance is lower. This is kind of cool conversion. But again, the damage just isn't. I mean, we can test this physical DPS and I can show you. It's just nothing. It's nothing broken, right? It does have some nice AoE. And I believe it does center a little bit the enemies. Like it doesn't suck them in completely, but it does do a nice little centering. And it's like, and I know you were in stream earlier. It's unfortunately not a guaranteed clear on IDZ3 either for instant clears. So, yeah. Physical DPS side, we don't really. I personally don't care that much about. So we'll get into his magic soon though. Special though, concatenate. This is powerful. Consecutive ice, earth, and fire combo attacks to all enemies. Fire attack changes to thunder if enemies' thunder resistance is lower. His special has the same cap as his physical DPS skills, plus 5,000. are like 14,999. So I don't care. Like his specials there essentially to stay at full and utilize things like reinforce and Demon's Throne. It is cool. So I see bullets and say his animation is beautiful. Yeah, all of his skills are so flashy and are so cool when they are actually used. They just don't do that much damage.
I'm pretty sure that's what had people interested in the first place, because
Yeah,
they
absolutely.
were crazy looking. They had a ton of hit count, or at least that S3 had like 20 hit counts at base. So yeah, I
20
mean,
hit counts, 40 dual wield, and they levitate, and he pops up in the air.
yeah,
But the damage just ain't there.
the foundation,
And you know
is
that's
not
something
set.
that we definitely needed to be tested. Like how spammable are these? Even if he has low caps, they could make it work, but it sadly just doesn't really work. His magic's just so powerful. So why don't we get into the traits? Elemental Master. This is doubling the hit counts for fire, ice, earth, and thunder magic attacks. Damn.
I bow to the dual wield of magic.
Damn. So one thing I'm gonna clarify: dual wield magic. That sounds weird, right? Dual hit magic, double hit count magic is a little bit more reasonable, right? Because you're not exactly dual wielding him, right?
This is true.
So double hit magic, dual hit magic, whatever you want to call it. Cutting it to 60% each, so it is gonna be harder to cap those two separate hits, but it doesn't allow you to, in order if you want to stack the boosts, to get double the hit, or double the actual cap or total damage, really, which is sick. We haven't seen double hit magic since the base Lily and Advocate of God Lily, so that's been a year and a half since we've seen AOG Lily have this, or over a year and a half. And being a sick magical attacker in all fire, ice, earth, and thunder, he fills a different role than the other double hit magic attackers, as well as Maja, as well as maybe not Shift Eliza, but he fills a different role, which is sweet. He hits the first 4 elements, which are very strong in a lot of content as well. Now that does exclude science, mana, and other special type magic. So what I want to show here right here is it excludes science magic. Okay. Now how high do I have him taught anything taught to him? I do not. So let me just go over to a unit that I actually have some of that taught to. Let's go to Senku. What you're gonna see is anything with a little notation in the icon itself, like this says science when you see like the MP60, and above that it says science. Anything with that sort of notation is considered like a special type of magic. So science does that. The mana spells also, so these are all science as well. The mana spells also have a notation on them that says mana. What doesn't have it though is the Ultra Hellfire spell that came from the Slime collab, because it's not notated as a certain special type of magic. Right here, see, it's empty. So this actually can be affected by that double hit magic, which is pretty cool.
I've heard it's pretty nasty.
It's pretty nasty, but here's the thing: his unique spells, or the spells that he had that came with innate, are just as good, if not better.
Really?
So
oh snap!
They're just as spammable.
Okay.
So there's really not an issue with that.
I
You really
see.
don't have. And Ultra Fire or Hellfire also cost tendency to put on him. So do you really need it? Probably not. But double hits is sick. He doesn't have the highest caps in magic damage, because that's kind of like giving us the double hits to double all of his base. If he had 40k caps base, like that would have just been absolutely ridiculous. So they didn't give him as much cap as you might think. But he does have double hits. And you know what? Because he has double hits, anything you put on him to boost his magic damage or magic cap is gonna be doubly effective, which we'll get into in a bit. It should get wild. But this is his base here as well. This is his trait 1. This is what's going to affect his physicals and special. This fire, ice, earth, thunder damage plus 40%, damage cap plus 5,000. That's all of that damage. So his physicals, his skills, his regular attacks, his, if the attributes align on the weapons that he has, as well as the special, that's where he gets that 5,000 cap. Nothing else in his kit is going to boost those at all. That's his very, very base, which isn't the greatest, but it's something. And then all magic casting speed plus 20%. So this is cool. This is basically an inherent high level magic chant or a Radman Stone for free, which makes it so he has a nice little casting speed. So 20% right here. Sigil creation though, trait 2, duration of debuffs from any unit's magic plus 20%. So anything that causes a debuff from the magic itself, and that's going to be your stat debuffs or physical damage modifier debuffs or anything that is a detriment to the enemy, that's going to have a 20% longer cast or buff time, debuff time. When using non-stacking magic, damage cap plus 10,000 / give unit a boost damage plus 4% buff for each repeat of an attack magic attribute. So this only happens, this boosting of the damage itself is only activated on non-stacking magic, as well as non-stacking magic has an extra 10,000 damage cap. So when you use the stacking magic, though, this does not increase the damage boost of a repeated attack magic attribute. And that's kind of like we've seen with Elemental Combo. This is one of the skills from, I think it's the Flammy Arc from the Trials of Mana collab. That is similar to this, but it's, and they do stack, but it's not like, you don't really need it that much, I don't think. But it is the non-stacking parts that actually boost it. So even if you're spamming the stacking magic in between, those will not affect the increase of the boosted damage. As to his set, what he comes with innate, his spells, man, his spells are sick. So Sophian Anima, we're going to talk about. This is one of the better defensive animas in the game. All enemies physical damage dealt minus 30%. Where is this relevant? Sorry, I'm going to sneeze. Where is this relevant is arena for sure, because mitigating the damage from the enemy team is pretty nice, and it can be useful in PvE. All right, I don't know. The things that hit the hardest in PvE are generally like specials, but the physicals can also hit pretty hard, depending on how built and how defensive you are. So just having this innately, okay, it does remind me of Maja's anima, just a little bit stronger. Because I know those are like 15% damage mitigation or physical damage mitigation that he has. So they're both pretty useful.
I saw a lot of people in Discord just really hyped about this in arena. I don't see it making.
So as long as he's alive, it is pretty strong.
Okay.
Absolutely is. I just don't think he has the multipliers to be as good in arena as people might think. But we'll get there. I mean, okay. I don't know if we're gonna do arena in the podcast, but this is a nice little damage mitigation though, for sure. Volcanic Fall. This is where we're getting into these next eight spells are going to be his innate spells. He has both a stacking, which is Volcanic Fall, and a non-stacking, which is Big Bang. And I know you've talked before, this TS stamp right here refers to non-stacking magic, which means only one can be casted at any time on the map by either your team or the enemy team, allies or enemies. But Volcanic Fall, Overfrost, Twin Cyclones, Omega Spark can all be casted continuously as long as you end the animation for the casting, which means he can have some crazy DPS in the middle of map-wide spells going off. A lot of units, such as Maja, will get their main damage from map-wide spells. And normally on a single map, if let's say like multiplayer or even an arena, they struggle if there's multiple units of that caliber using map-wide magic. But what he can do, and people like Angela, Shift Eliza can do, is that they can spam some really powerful magic in the meantime while those are going off. That includes stacking. If like I'm Lenius and I want to stack a map-wide magic, and then after it finishes casting, I can pop off a couple stackable magics on the map. That's some really, really nice DPS. And unfortunately, for people who play auto or people who don't necessarily indulge themselves in going through the magic menu, spamming spells, all that kind of stuff, they're kind of going to lose. It's going to kind of be lost on them as to the actual DPS potential of Lenius, because the true power comes when he has instant casting, unlike Maja, and can stack a map wide and spam 2 spells in between it. Like Maja can stack a map wide and then queue up another map wide and only have it ready. He can't really. That's all he can do. And that's not saying incredibly powerful because it is. It's just your Leniuses are going to be a different kind of powerhouse. He's more of a manual player.
Yeah, I call him an active mage.
Yeah, that's
fair.
And like I know you've called Module like a ticking time bomb, 100%.
Yes.
Lenius is more like a Gatling gun.
Yes,
like
you got to stay on it, but he he shreds.
He shreds, and since he has double hit magic, and you want to kind of be, because he lacks so many boosts in his kit. Generally, you're really going to be wanting to build him for the attribute of spell that's going to be relevant in the battle, right? So Maja can be built light magic, pretty much any other magics, and have some really, really nice boosts. Just base, right? He's going to hit really, really hard. Lenius needs a little help. He needs to be countering, almost like just Shift Merity type deal, where he needs to be taking advantage of the enemy's weakness. Because if he can, it gets wild. His damage potential goes through the moon. But double hit magic on these, I think these are 44 to 38 hits depending on these spells, as well as like 50 or 64 hits on the map wide magic, being dual wield, having some nice caps. I mean, his potential's there, and if you are a manual user of the stackable magic, he's gonna have more damage potential than Maja at base, as long as they're both capping in similar scenarios, which is crazy.
Thank you, Giga Nothing.
Oh, okay, sorry. Giga High Shaker. People are like excited this. I think I saw people excited this. I don't really think this is relevant. Until we get a place in PvE where this is relevant, where bosses have like massive crit rate, I just don't see it. In Arena, I've literally never casted Giga Shaker. I think it was on like Dirk Rogue.
It does.
I just don't. Things should not be alive long enough for you to be able to like mess with their crit rate. Honestly.
No.
Giga Shade though, this is kind of dope. The only place we've ever seen this before is an auto passive with the Ghost Hime Ark at the start of battle.
Correct.
And the only place that again I would look at this as being useful is Arena. For annoying turtle teams, yes, I think this actually would be pretty good if you're struggling to kill and you want to cut their HP recovery in half. Yeah, it's definitely useful. Yes. But in PvE, you don't really see bosses healing too much.
Can I
could be useful
on
what? Go ahead.
Can you tell me why it's not called Giga Riot?
I have no idea, dude. or Giga Spear Riot, like that. I don't know why.
Okay, I just thought I'd ask.
Giga Shade isn't.
I've heard you work for Ada, so.
Yeah, that's true. People have said that before. Elemental Circle, which I think is probably the most exciting thing of his support stuff. Cut one enemy's fire, earth, ice, earth, and thunder resistance. So this is one single circle that cuts them all by 20 res. All four of those, as well as regular deals damage of the above attribute with the lowest resistance. Cool. So whatever the lowest, it'll deal a negligible amount of damage, honestly, to the enemy every time.
The second part of that is not relevant.
It's useless. But the first part is great. One thing that we found out, and I've been told, or we kind of had a discussion about this earlier with a few of us, that people might think this is a bug, but I hope it's not. The way circle mechanics have always worked is that, if you cast a thunder circle or you cast a flame circle, it will replace the old one. But this being elemental circle, it's almost like another layer. Well, it is another layer because it does not cut out the other circles. So you can technically stack this with a thing like flame circle and have minus 40 ice res, or stack a thunder circle on here with elemental circle and have minus 40 earth res. That's kind of crazy, right?
Yeah.
Like a new unique debuff on an enemy to decrease resistance. You can stack that. Literally, if you just put elemental circle on him, minus 20 res to, let's say, fire. I don't remember which circle does which. So we're just going to say the other circle that cuts fire res, you can stack that on top of an enemy, as well as put on weak. That is minus 60 res from one unit for one attribute. That seems really useful. So that has nice implications for the future. Unique abilities to drop res have always been very, very nice. Things like Shift Eliza's Anima, other units that can drop res innately with their skills. Like, this is going to be useful for sure. Has some really, really nice work. workups for different team comps. I like that a lot. Ooh, hello.
Uh-oh.
Let's go through his skill cost, 0. Let's go through his passives. What we're going to see here is pretty much nothing to do with his damage, which is crazy. So we have some Arcana Max Shore, Esoteric up to Shore, crit, Proud Force is nice to have. We do have Divinity Geyser, which is going to be, anti-typing effects versus God, Dragon, Spirit, and Undead. Sorcerer Mastery, which is essentially your fully mastery of Night against Night enemies and giving anti-Night at Night effects. Special boost to just multiply both of those by doubly. Auto protection, auto advance circle, auto recast. This is where we start getting into. This is not a 30% cast speed for all magic. So counting his trait, that's 50%. Auto heal. So auto advance circle, auto recast, auto heal. Those are great for mages. Here's the thing. People were saying, oh, he doesn't have convergence.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. When you are getting nuked, or, you're struggling to survive, sometimes dying instead of using up all your MP to resist attacks or resist damage is better.
Preach.
A lot of the times, Maja or Shifzekis, in order to not waste their MP, which you would want to be using after, even if they get nuked, it's pretty beneficial to not have, or to still have your MP available. So convergence, I generally turn off for most scenarios. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think convergence is a deal breaker here at all. Elemental Force, though, Fire, Ice, Earth, Thunder attack magic have a chance of dealing critical damage. This is pretty funny because I know a lot of people were like, where are the Thunder criticals? Where's the Fire critical? Flame, all that stuff. This is where it is. All 4 of his attack magics have a chance to crit, as well as can recover a little MP when it magically attacked. So a chance to recover, which isn't that important, but pretty nice to have crits on all of his magic just innately. And then we see magic weak point boost, which I know you had mentioned. This is why they changed the physical weak point boost, or the weak point boost to physical weak point boost, because now he has magic weak point boost. And this is, like I said before, you're wanting to be focusing on and concentrating on building him to an enemy's weakness, because he's missing so many boosts in his kit to boost that magic against them. Focusing on that and giving him, if you want to do ice magic, giving him ice boost, ice high boost, ice attack raise, to further boost that damage and to focus solely on one attribute. That's gonna be really useful. I don't think he's gonna be your general nuking every single enemy with any type of magic you can use. No, that's just building him with him in general build is really tough, and even for endgame, you can do it, but he's just not gonna be that effective in every single magic. And that's where, actually, just a side note, I think that's where Maja does thrive, is his ability to just straight up use light magic on against almost literally every
anything.
He has a million boosts for one single type of magic, and it just doesn't matter what he's doing against.
They could have just
not. Your difference.
They could have not given him any of the other elemental spells, and maybe Nether Tempest. I'm glad they gave him Nether Tempest, but besides that, it wouldn't have mattered.
No, it really didn't. It really didn't. Movable object, cool. High level magic chant, 20% for all magic. So now we're looking at 20 on his trait, 30 from auto recast, 20 more from high level magic chant, makes 70% cast speed. 70% is our lowest, is our value we're looking for when we're looking for instant cast.
Yeah, they're spoiling us, man.
Right. So he doesn't need any accessories to reach instant cast levels, but 80% cast speed, I'm just going to preface this, 80% cast speed is what I like to call true instant. Anything over 80% is you're not going to feel a difference, but between 70 and 80%, you will feel a little difference. So when we get into the paid items, that's it's not necessary, but 80% is what you're looking for when you're looking for the best cast speed experience, honestly. But 70% is fantastic, and you definitely don't need to equip anymore if you don't feel like it. Staff high boost, sure. More attack power. Robe boost, sure. What he's missing here is staff boost, robe high boost. What you missed here, or what you probably have noticed that's not here, is any attack raises, any magic boost for any of the elements he's actually using.
You need those.
None of them, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I say you can't really build him for all the magics at once.
The
Or you
same-
can, it's just not going to be beautiful.
It's the
Right.
same issue Zek has had.
Yep. Magic Aura innately, that's nice to have. Giant Purge, this is cool. This is something that's on the UR Ark.
Yeah, you
Essentially,
like
giant killing for magic. Magic attack damage to boss monsters plus 20%. Cool, dope, like it. Superior Spirit Summon. When magically attacking, spend 1 random skill stock to boost damage cap. You know what's funny? I know you and I talked about this, and I think you went over it in your video about, the Sox SCT and the damage cap. I still haven't tested this.
It makes the most sense.
It does, but it's just like, you don't
know.
Even if he doesn't have any skill stocks, he's still going to be pretty good at magic. Like, yes, it does help sacrificing a skill stock. And in like things like wave battles, it's very, very easy to equip Pirate's Feast and have him have like magic that is going to have a boost to it. But you don't have to worry about it too much, right? He'll get his skill stocks back, and when he has one available, it'll be nice boosted damage. But you generally don't need them too much. Zero Dome's dope. I really like this. If you just go shove yourself in the butt of a boss and start spamming magic at him, it's like
it's a big old boost.
It's a lot of damage, right?
It is.
Just go. I mean, here's the thing. And one of my favorite moves in the game is go standing behind a boss and using surprise attack.
Yeah.
Right behind a boss. Yeah. Well, guess what? Now that we're right behind a boss, we also get another 50% boosted magical damage.
And he gets
and surprise attack still works.
Surprise attack stab, yeah.
It's freaking funny.
Nice.
Just go stick yourself right behind a boss, plant yourself, and just start murking with magic.
Yeah,
it's great.
When are we gonna get the physical version? I'm down.
Physical version of this?
Yeah,
bro.
I'm down.
Oh, you're a melee unit. Oh, you get closer, you get 50% damage. No,
man.
dude, that's not a thing. Come
on.
What
do you mean?
So it makes sense being physical has a ranged bonus, right? And magical has a
close bonus.
Close bonus because it's kind of like counterintuitive to how they're generally supposed to be used. Obviously, our ranged characters in the game are super powerful. So Maglion's like, whoops, I guess this is really good for them. Right. But most units are melee for physical attackers, so Maglion's kind of useless. And most or magical attackers are generally want to stay out of trouble. So, it's kind of counterintuitive, but I really like it. I think it's dope. As to his kit, what else I have on him, which I'm going to go back to default mode because I can't read it this way. I'm focusing on his magic, right? Like, this is MP ups, magic ups, absolutely. Moonlight, for sure, he doesn't have. Elemental Boost works great on him. This is 6 SC for 10% for all the elemental attributes that he uses. Pose of Glory is specifically there just because if I kill an enemy and I don't have skill stocks ready to use, I would like to get maybe a chance at getting a skill stock for his next spell, right? To get that Superior Spirit Summon bonus. Pose of Honor, of course, that's classic on mages. Pirate's Feast, Wave Battles, perfect. Phase Change is something that I probably should take off because I'm not going to be Goddess Kissing with him. But this would normally be in combination with Goddess Kiss if you want to get some regular attack damage and grab some MP back while you're in the middle of spells. Staff Boost, Rope High Boost. Elemental Combo, this is something that I talked about. You know, if you're focusing on one single attribute magic, this is really important because it's a nice little boost. Of course, this is limited, right? So this is only from the Trials of Mana collab. If you don't have this, don't worry about it. Combo Master 1 and 2, these are sweet. Combo Master 2 especially, I know this is freely farmable. It does say boost physical damage power. This is a typo. This is all damage. So anytime the combo count is above 50, you're getting 30% more damage on physicals, magical, arc skills, specials. Like, this is beautiful. But that's pretty much all I wanted to put on him. I think I wanted to add something else just because I have more SC now. We'll put these on just for more. Yeah, that's fine. More MP. I love MP. So, if I can go to his kit. These are some of the most OP things in the game on him, in my opinion. The Theo one, the Archon one, Granazon plus 40. Magical attack damage plus 35%. This is going to be your go-to. Again, this is a UR. This is a Godforged UR wand. Okay? UR AER. So if you don't have it, don't worry about it too much. There are other options. But this is going to be a very, very powerful wand on him. Because it does affect all magic, really strong intelligence, and his support magic also consumes 2 less MP. Now for his paids. And I know a lot of people are like, hey, what's the best one? What should I get if I'm going to do the step up? Like, which one should I be looking out for? I'm thinking to myself, I don't know, man. They're both pretty good. Neither of them are game breaking, right? I do like them both. That's a tough call, and I'll give the reasons for why.
Yeah,
The
please.
armor, the robe, the Gentian's cloak, Seratem, nice HP, sure. Don't really care about that. The stats are nice, but what it does have is damage cap for magical attacks. On a robe, which is really hard to come by without detrimental effects, right? So the Garb of the Beast Emperor also has 1,000 cap, but it's just really not that good. This not only does it give cap for his dual hit count magic, it also gives Grand Aura continuously. He does not come with Aura at all, Fast Aura or Auto Aura. So pretty effective on him, or very useful in his kit. And for a unit that I'm probably not going to be dual wielding very often because physical DPS isn't that important on him, I think he can sustain his MP pretty well, even if you're spamming. It is a very, very good robe and probably best in slot on him besides the Fantasia cape. The accessory though, Arcana Sophia Meldaga, 50 MP, 73 intelligence, okay, some good MP. But I know we had this discussion before about casting speed, right? Attack magic casting speed plus 30%. Is this necessary? No, it's not. It's like 70% casting speed is good. 80% is perfect. With 30% more, it's going to give him a 100% casting speed. Is it going to make a huge difference over your 70%? No. But if you do use a casting item such as Cultist Pendant or Red Moonstone instead of this as well, like you'll notice a difference. You will feel a difference. It's really not that strong of an accessory, but it's very easy for me plug and play. Right, I'm never going to take this off of him. Same as Shift Eliza's paid, I think it was, which gives her just astronomical levels of casting speed. It's just very, very easy to make it all the best true instant 80% casting speed or higher. And then, I mean, yes, it also has thunder or fire, ice, earth, thunder attack damage plus 10%. I don't really care about that. The MP is nice. The casting speed is nice. It does make him feel better. But neither of these are like crazy. If I had to go one or the other, I'd probably go the robe.
Yeah, it's not as hard of a decision for me.
No, you would go robe?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Just because his caps aren't monstrous, right? I mean, it's the whole concept of the percentage return on damage. He gets that doubly effective since he's got his dual hit magic. And 35% INT, we talk about how stats aren't that impactful, but that's a nice boost, especially for a character that already has a high INT stat. Yep. And the only thing that catches my eye is the MP on the other accessory, because we know how that can ramp up. But I just think how I understand. It's
just too beneficial.
I understand how you're saying like that accessory will never come off.
There's other options too for the accessory, right? If you want to put Cultist and Radman too, you're fine.
And you don't
if you really
want
to cast
to if you don't. Yeah, like so I feel like you get more there's much more ROI for someone who has to pick one or the other with the robe, in my opinion.
Fair.
But
I still think both are great, but I would go the robe. I've been advising people to go the robe as well.
I don't have either. I don't have any of this stuff. So.
And of course, Saves Lord's Ring. I'm gonna put this on him because dual hit magic deserves dual cap bonuses.
Yeah, like with the robe and the freaking ring, you got 5k extra damage.
For sure, and he doesn't really need any other cast speed stuff, anyways. But there's a lot of really good staves in the game that are useful for him, right? We have the Arcane Wand Granazon, perfect for all of his magic. The Ice Cane of Absol, perfect. We got our Maiden Staff of Quiddity, which is very easily accessible from the tower, and then Grod Forgeable for 20% magic damage. The Queen Scepter, though, this is one I want to definitely point out. I know this is from the Flammy Ark in the Trials of Mana collab, so it is limited, but it does cut the attribute resist by 20% of the enemies, which if they're sitting at like 80, 75 res, that's a huge boost. You're cutting that down 20%, and it's almost not quite 100% boost, but it is a very, very strong boost to the damage.
And then you couple that with his freaking elemental circle, and
it gets wild.
Chilling, man.
Magic Instructors one. This is from the Aldanian Ark, I believe.
Yes.
Of course, this works perfectly with him. Kingdom of Science Flag, Skyfire Meteor Staff, Scarlet Rod, of course, for more cap, which is probably my second slot weapon for him if I'm already going to be capping. There's a lot of really good AERs in here that can be very, very useful to him. As for the robe, though, we have whatchamacallit. We don't know those. We want robe. A few of these. I think probably Fantasia Cape is going to be your next go-to after the paint, and this is probably the go-to for almost everyone who doesn't have the paint. So, just magic attack damage plus 25%. Sweet. That's very, very strong. Nothing else too strong in here. Ice attack damage if you're going to be running ice magic, but generally you're going to be wanting a global boost for his magic, and that's either his paid or the Fantasia Cape. So why don't we go look at his magic, right? Because I think him in action is damn impressive.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna be running him solo, no stocks, whatever. I don't care. We're gonna be using the new Loug Zeus Ark, because why not?
Why not? I love that.
Running him
thing,
solo.
man.
Running him solo, and I know people who are like, oh, well, you have to run him solo. Well, this does give him 50% damage.
Yeah.
Just straight up. Just a multiplier on everything in this kit. At the end, it's just multiplied by 1.5. Yeah. That's a lot. That's a lot.
It's tough. It's tough, right? Because practically, I understand. It's gonna be a very rare situation where like this is what's gonna get you through a challenge. Right. But as someone who has everything that needs to get through challenges, this is just so fun when you run solo units.
And it was free, dude.
And it's free. Like, it's just a toy, is how I see it.
It is.
It's a very fun toy.
Which one should we use? So they are these enemies.
Bro, I want to see Big Bang.
Okay. And I'm going to spam the other ones in between.
Yes,
so,
please do.
Volcanic Falls. So you see Big Bang went off. We got 1 off, 2 off.
Whoa.
Oh no. Oh, so the Galbor wasn't in the midst of the volcanic fall. He was getting hit by the Big Bang only. So we'll just kill him with more volcanic falls.
Just murder. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
Big fan. Okay, so here's the thing. If you want to focus on one of his elements, there are different arcs that give the best damage boost, the best cap boost. There are different equipment that gives the best boost to them. There are different supports that give the best boost to them. So like as a general unit that you're going to be using in content or clearing content, a general build is very hard to do to make him adept in all of his attributes, right?
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I was going to say I would love to see someone try and come up with a build like that where they are able to cap on all of their spells.
On every single, I mean, it's also enemy dependent, right?
It is.
So in this battle right here, I could cap easily on all the enemies because they're pretty weak.
Correct.
But in places like Maze or even like, I don't know. There's a lot of content in the game that you're definitely not going to be capping on all your attributes. Whatchamacallit? What was I going to do over here? Oh, shoot. Unlucky. Gaze the end's fine. So, thank you. I wanted to jump in and do the steel stock stuff, just to see the caps. But
yeah,
we're going to be changing this up. So if I was to run as a fire mage, I'd probably be using Kagutsuchi. If I was running as a thunder mage, I'd probably be using Solaris for some cap. If I was running as an ice mage, I'd probably be running the new UR Ark April Nexus, the Icebound. Like, Earth Mage, probably Council of 10 to even get skill stocks and then boost. If I was running a ailment build with him, I'd be running Melee Mare. The URs are super, super useful. As for like SSRs and stuff that you'd be using for his magic, there's not too many, right? Elemental works perfect on him because, you know, it cuts the resist of all the stuff that he's good at.
You just got to give him Spirit type.
You don't have to give him Spirit typing. That's only regular attack damage.
Only the regular attack.
Everything else is fine. Institute of Magic, the Aldana Institute of Magic is great because this is going to be just boosting magical damage with sorcerers in the guild or in your party. Was it Stark Calamity is good because it has debuffs on the enemies. Yep. Oh, whoops, I'm sorry. That's not what I wanted to do. We're also looking at Divine Beast of Lumeki is pretty pointless on him. All right, SR arcs. Then we're looking at Altar of the Forbidden Book. This is going to be useful on him because having the MP cost is sick, as well as 20%, 25% magic damage. Very useful. I mean, we have some other arcs in here, like I know Treasure Sword gives ice damage, like just flat boost to damage. But there's a lot of options for magic, right? Not a lot of options. There's enough to be serviceable. Especially the URs are very, very focused on one attribute if you want to cap. And being a dual wield or a dual hitter on magic, cap is very effective, as you know with physical DPS.
I have a potential hot take.
What's up?
Besides from Maja's Ark, because I can't ignore elemental
Maja's Ark.
attribute resistance, the spirit one, that I just made a
Maja's
mistake
Ark?
about. Yeah, that released alongside Maja.
Oh, okay. Well, regardless.
Sorry. Yeah, I
Yes.
shouldn't have said that. That was a horrible take.
I was just very confused for a second.
I know.
Go ahead.
I prefer Altar over all of the SSRs you mentioned.
Sure. I don't blame you. That having of the
MP.
MP is huge for sustainability in his kit. And coming with Proud Force and some crit innate, like you can add some extra crit to heal off that 20% dropped HP. So this MP costs minus 50%, so it basically halves your MP, and then casting leeches the MP HP. This is a 20% cost of your HP for each cast.
Yeah, it's heavy. It's heavy, but if you have the right sustain, you make it back immediately.
Pretty dope. It's very good.
I love Altar.
It's one of the best magic arcs in the game for sure. Altar of the Forbidden Book. So with that said, why don't we just run that on him for a second? Let's go here. Sure, why not? Let's look at some magic. So these are all, I mean, as you guys have probably all seen, you've seen the animations of the spells. But what I think the most important thing with him is learning how to use him, right? So the idea here is your first spell, instant casted, should be a map-wide spell. It doesn't have to be, but it should be. One of these four, Big Bang, Absolute Zero, Nether Tempest, and Next Radia. The next two spells should be stackable magic. And then you repeat the process. So one map wide, two stackables. One map wide, two stackables. Of course, these guys are going to die pretty quickly, unfortunately. So we're not going to see the best stuff. But I'm going to do X Radia, followed by a Mega Spark, which will queue it up. He got interrupted, but that's fine. And I think X Radia is actually pretty fast, so we won't even need to get two of these off. Yeah.
Yeah, I think unfortunately, practically, unless you can just completely avoid hits, in my experience with mages recently, is that you're usually able to get the non-stack, one stackable.
Guaranteed one.
And then depending on like enemy battlefield and climate, you're usually safest to try and queue up another non-stack.
Yeah.
But
so you know what's even more beneficial to that is that he can, even if he gets interrupted with his stacking spells, he can immediately stack and put another one out there because he's such fast cast speed.
I see.
So if he gets interrupted, throw another stackable magic out. It's nuts how many stackable magics you can put on the field if you keep getting interrupted. And as anyone's we've seen,
it's like forced magic canceling.
Almost, yeah.
Wow.
And that goes with every magical casting.
Right.
It automatically cancels the rest of the animation. This is what we used to use forcibly with cast canceling, right?
Yes.
I know X-Men's asking in chat about Sandworm. Yes. So this is the biggest DPS arc in the game, as I think a lot of us veterans know that this is super crazy. With Earth Magic, okay? What this back trade is, a massive extra damage to Earth Magic. This is a neutral pursuit for 50% of the Earth Magic attack damage added on top as a pursuit, right? So if I'm hitting 64 hits on Nether Tempest at about, 35, 40k, let's say 40k hits, that's an extra 20k hit on every single hit of Earth Magic. That's basically a 1.5x multiplier on all of your Earth Magic. Now this only does work with Earth Magic, so if we're using him to do damage with Earth Magic, that's going to skyrocket his DPS over top of any other attribute. No other attribute has this benefit. Sandworm is literally the highest DPS or magic arc in the game.
It makes no sense.
No cap.
You
And it has
would,
dual wield. So
you would never know until you're told.
uh-huh.
Or by freak accident.
Yep.
Sandworm is the weirdest arc that
It is the
ever
weirdest arc, but
created,
it's so
but
freaking
it has
beautiful.
the best things.
Uh-huh. So we're gonna look at this. And yes, Ahmad, it is the pursuit is neutral damage. So it will never be affected. It's just whatever you damage you can do with your earth magic, just multiply that by 1.5.
Yeah,
Uncapped.
casual.
Oh, another Tempest. Here you go. So it's normally 64 hits. So we're gonna see probably an attack or two from Senku, but this should be 128 hits minimum that we're gonna see here, off of one cast.
Look at this shit.
Yeah. So it was exactly 128.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't seem like it's far-fetched to say like Lenius non-stack coupled with stack is the top Nether Tempest mage by far.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
by far.
His Nether Tempest alone competes with Masha's. And then when you add in the ability to cast other spells in between the Nether Tempests, that's when it gets nuts. Yeah. So his DPS potential is the highest of any mage in the game, without a doubt. He's just not as easy to use. That's all.
Yeah, he's just not as lazy.
He's not as lazy. I mean, I guess you're not wrong. I mean, is there anywhere you want to bring him to see him flex?
I want to see Vajra, bro.
You want to see it live?
I want to.
I think it's up. All right, let's do it.
I want to see.
So,
and I can tag along.
I know. I already added you in your friend list, so you better jump in.
So
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Saved my friend code.
You know what's funny? I did. We're gonna do this.
I have yours
so
too.
We didn't go over the UR at all yet, but we're gonna add. I'm gonna bring a support, and we're yes, I do have this level 10. But what this does is adds an extra. When I use the Lily Matter Arc skill at level 10, it adds an extra 10,000 damage cap to all the allies' arcs or all allies' magic. And since he has dual hit magic, he gets an effective 20,000 cap boost to all of his spells.
I'm gonna bring someone I just newly 5-starred.
Okay, dope.
I think we should be chilling with this.
Just make sure I don't think I need this stuff on here. I might just put it. Okay. These are pretty effective, so we'll do those.
Sorry, I gotta configure some shit.
No worries. Yeah, this is fine. Can you bring a physical DPS with you?
I am.
All right. I don't know who else you're bringing, but if we run into those ghost things, which are magic immune, it's very annoying.
Okay.
We did that showcase earlier with the. I know I put a short out with 3 Leniuses in this era.
Yeah. You got walled?
No, we didn't get walled. We were lucky enough to not run into a ghost. It was great.
Nice.
Yes, Arab. This skill affects all magic. Light dark magic damage, but the magic attack damage cap is all magic. For all the allies. It's a buff to your entire team. That's what we'll be using on the boss. You know what? I'm going to take a bunch of these off because I'm not going to use them. I do like his elemental circle, but we're not using them, and I don't want to clutter my spell list, and which I think a lot of people should also do. You equip whatever spells you're using, but unequip everything else, because it's not fun to scroll through a huge list.
Oh, dang it.
Yeah? You struggling over there?
SC management, man. Damn.
So what you want to bring is Earth DPS for the boss. If you want to do anything, you don't have to do anything. Honestly, Lenius will be fine.
I hope this will work. I don't want to be a scrub, bro. I just want to hit max caps, man. I just want to hit max caps. Okay. I just don't want to look like a scrub. All right. Fuck. I don't know. We're gonna run with it.
Go ahead. Who are you bringing as your 2 units?
Oh, right. I gotta bring 2. I guess I'll bring
Bring Sarah.
Double Sarah?
Yeah, give me some more cap, dude.
That's right. Why does hers stack?
Because it's a passive.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a buff. It's uniconable.
Let me make sure that we are not. Yeah, that's fine. We just want to make sure we have no time stop in the house.
I mean, you can technically bring times up if you want. I can just spam twin cyclones. We'll be all right.
Yeah, I know, man, but I'm trying to do. Listen. It
Trying to be an effective partner.
Well, I'm honestly, I think I'm just trying to prove something to myself. Ooh, here's what we're gonna do. That's like beautiful. So, all right, and then last but not least, we're gonna do this. Okay, here we go, baby. All right, I don't think this is gonna work.
They're saying OG Medina and Davin.
Whoa.
Just ignore
OG
them.
Medine, yeah, sadly. I'm not built for those kinds of memes, guys. Damn, I don't know, but we're doing it. Here we go, baby.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
Thank you. Let's do it, man. Let's send it. I'm in the room. Oh, yep.
Yeah, Ed's fine here. I probably wouldn't use that arc, but that's fine.
That's what I'm saying. I tried to be cheeky. I wanted to join in. Hey, Michael. I wanted to join on the extra attack fun.
Fair enough.
But I know he's got just stupid physical resistances.
He does.
And I just don't think I have the mods to do it, but we're going to do it. Because Ed's a little goofy with his mods. You got to pump him with a lot of damage.
You do. But he hits very hard.
Yeah, when you're capping with him. He's got a nice chain. That alchemy, baby. Yeah, Levi would have been fine, but Levi gets flinched. I can manage a little range with our boy Ed.
All right.
Is this it?
And Lenius works perfectly here because, you know, you can build him for Earth Magic. And he has Divinity Geyser innate with special boost. Like, he just shreds this boss. All right. I'm going to use... Hello.
I am not far away from this guy.
Give me all the caps. You see how the stocks are being used?
Yeah, I love how, like... Oh, God, it's so misleading. When you have a Lenius, or even...
Oh, you did all the damage.
I know, but, you know, pre-Lenius, you know, when Ma just got a Nether Tempest going off in the background.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, I'm like, oh, these teammates, they're helping. And then the Nether Tempest stops, and you see what's actually happening.
You see there's like no damage happening.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
he does
here's
some
my question.
Really, really nice damage there. What?
Here's my question. Maja Nether Tempest, Lenius spam. Is it that big of a difference?
So I want you to take in fact that normally during that battle, I'd be casting at least 2, if not 3 Nether Tempests on Maja to kill. Even with your Ed.
I'm going to be honest with you. I was focused way too much on Ed.
I casted 1 Nether Tempest and a couple extra Sandals.
Oh, God. Good God. I see.
I think it was 1 Nether Tempest and 4 spammables? 4 stackables? So, like...
Wow.
Yeah, it's like... So, Nether Tempest has like a 9-second cycle. From, you know, animation confirming that it's casting to it ending. So that's your Maja cycle. Every Nether Tempest is going to take about 9 seconds, 9 seconds, 9 seconds. But within that 9 seconds, not only can Lenius start early because he's an instant casted Nether Tempest, he gains 3 seconds there. Then he starts spamming Twin Cyclone, Nether Tempest, Twin Cyclone, Nether Tempest. Like, it, in places that he can cap, and at places where he's effective, he's going to be the highest DPS potential. Now, this only works with the 4 elements that he has, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fire, ice, thunder, earth. But in those elements, and if you are using those elements to take advantage of enemy weaknesses, and you have the right geysers, and you can do the sufficient damage, he is unmatched.
I'm glad they gave him justice.
And you know what? What's funny about that is Maja is more like your generally applicable unit. Like, he can just blast everything with light magic. It doesn't friggin' matter. I mean, maybe not this battle, right? But like most battles, it's just light magic. Just nuke it.
Starverse it.
Lenius takes a lot more work to get up and running, for sure. But when you get him running, and if you have him built specifically for those battles, he's gonna crush it. So he's a lot of fun. For me, he's a lot of fun. He's one of those like tools where for endgame players, he makes farming much easier as long as you have, even if you have multiple Leniuses, you can stack them on. I mean, it's just...
Yeah, just gross.
It is gross.
I was really hoping for some, like, RNGs this today, and it just wasn't happening.
Well, do you want to do this one too?
Oh, what's this one?
Martigade, let's go.
Oh,
bring a breaker. Bring your boy.
Oh, I'll bring.
I know who you want to bring.
I
know who you want to bring. Just bring him.
Bring the boy. I'll bring the homie.
You shall. All right. Yeah. This works. Divinity Geyser also works really well here because it's a dragon. Surprise.
Love it. Where is it? Where's Psycho? There it is. Yes.
So we're not using Sandworm here, so we're gonna have a little bit less DPS, but he does some nasty damage. All right. I think we're good. Oh, I'm good at least. You take your time.
No, you're good.
Yeah. I know your Murren's probably all right. Pretty mostly built.
Oh, yes, indeed. Damn. How min-maxy do I need to be with breaking?
You don't. Just need a break.
Okay.
I'll take care of the damage.
Okay, wonderful.
You're going to bring like a Tinkili for yourself, or no, just bring Sarah again. If you can bring Sarah with the Clock Arc, that'd be perfect.
I can definitely do that. Let's adjust some Slayers.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh, well. Yeah, you're gonna have to entertain the folks for a second.
Oh
please.
Man, why? What are you doing? You can entertain them with probably your facial expressions right now because you're trying to figure stuff out.
Yeah, it's something. Get round 3 of Buddha emotes ready.
Oh yeah, I thought we were on round 2.
Okay. They're coming.
Oh.
That was the sketch that I sent you.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Round 3.
They're coming. Who am I giving what? The problem is when you need to teach someone something, then you need to teach the whole party something.
Wait, why are you teaching anyone anything?
Well, because I want to give them stuff, man.
My God.
Damn it. I guess
this man's out here teaching the stuff to Murren. Murren literally doesn't need to do any damage. He just needs to break.
I know. Oh, fuck it.
You were teaching him Dragon Slayer, weren't you?
Maybe. All right. You got Breaker. Good boy. Good boy. Too bad I can't take advantage of there. It's a cool. It's a cool skill, but not very applicable in our current
it's
where
applicable.
It's applicable, but it takes.
It's applicable when you want it, right?
Yes,
or when you can have it.
Yes, it takes work.
It's pretty
to
nice.
Make it applicable.
Murren also doesn't need it. He has enough break by himself.
He's such a god.
He's pretty good. You're not wrong.
All right, fine. What's the last thing we're gonna do? I just am throwing random shit on him at this point. Confirm.
Friend. Come here, sir. Friend, hello?
Hello?
Let's
Anyone
go.
there? Anyone home?
Get in here.
Is the chat bored yet?
Did I equip the spells? I didn't. Wow, that could have been a disaster.
Whoa.
Ooh, that would have been rough.
This is why things happen, man.
That would have been rough.
This is why things happen. What arc am I looking for? Clock. Giant clock. There it is. Okay, let's get this show on the road. Intermission. I hope everyone's back in their seats. We're
We'll
gonna
go.
load
We'll go talk about
in.
the UR Ark next because I'm using it now. All right, let's
Yeah,
go.
yeah, we need to get on schedule. We've been talking about this guy for an hour.
Oh, we're having too much fun.
He's a cool dude. We also have a roast session to get to.
Oh yeah, don't worry. We'll get to that. I can't kill the ghost, so that's your job over there.
I got him. I got him, bro.
Thanks, dude.
Murrid is so ridiculous. He's
Yep.
got such unnecessary caps to couple along with his entire kit. Such unnecessary damage. Disrespectful damage. Like, look at this guy.
Dude, why don't you save some damage for the rest of us? Jeez.
Nah, it's hard to do that when you're in a giant freaking Gundam. This is why we need presets for people like Buddha. Indeed. Good God in heaven! Look at that break.
I didn't see it. What happened?
It's just gone.
Oh, okay.
That's gross. Well, I'm trying to do something. That's just gross. Before the break ended. Well, we did have Clock Arc, but good golly gee.
Fun times.
That's like I was there, but that's basically just Lenius soloing Marnagade like that. It's gross. I saw you get a little horn there, man.
I don't know what you're talking about. I got nothing. I was so unlucky.
2-man party, you go and get a horn.
All right, let's go to the Ark.
Talk about
Lenius
it.
is sick. Lenius is sick, and before we go to the Ark, actually, you know what? I think we talked about it enough. I think I gave enough points on him. He is if you want to be building him to his max effectiveness, you're going to want to be focused on one or two attributes at once, right? And equip the appropriate arcs. And I know I'm absolutely going to do a showcase on him and do a little build like the magical DPS showcase that I usually do on units. Like, he's going to be great. I think people will be really excited to have him in their party. He is a little bit different than Maja. Maja nukes and is like a walking time bomb. This man's a Gatling gun. He's more of your manual DPS magical. He has the highest magical DPS in the game, but you need to be using him and manualing him because his AI ain't gonna do shit. Neither will Maja's really, but
it's not like Angela's. Angela's a special girl because she has that no attribute spell, right?
Yeah, she never cast it anyways. But yeah, she's okay. Ain't no one holding a candle to Lenius when it comes to magical damage though for the attributes that he has.
Yeah, for sure, no.
For Fire, Ice, Earth, and Thunder, he is the leader in the clubhouse. So, he's sick though. I really like him.
Dude.
Arc time. Let's go Arc time. Apel Nexus, the Icebound. First thing I want to say, thank God this arc has some MP and some int up. Like,
whoa,
81 MP. We finally got an arc with MP.
Historic.
Woo! 422 intelligence. That's a lot of intelligence, actually. But this is built for ice attackers, right? And people might think like this is because this is on a banner with Lenius. Like, oh, well, he's an ice attacker, right? No, I mean, 1/4 of his kit is based on ice. So yes, it is effective on him, but nice. It is going to be effective on him, but this is what we've been missing for a long time is an Ice UR. We have had Kagetsuchi, Solaris, all the other attributes except for Earth have had URs with damage caps. This is essentially your Ice Kagetsuchi. That's all. Gets you some ice damage. When ice attack magic is happening, you get 20% more ice attack damage. I don't really care about the status ailment and the freeze part. I think that's very, very niche. But having a 3000 ice attack damage cap is nice. The arc skill, though. Powerful ice attack to all enemies, damage cap plus 5000. This is only applicable to that ice attack arc skill itself. And then it also gives an ice attack damage plus 15% buff to all allies and a minus 20% all stat debuff to the bosses. This is mostly for that stat debuff. It does start out at level 1 at minus 20% for all of those stats, which is actually very nice. At level 10, it's only a minus 30% debuff, and then it goes to a plus 30% damage buff to ice attack damage. So, like, even at level 1, it is still useful. You won't, now, of course, you will not catch me throwing UR Dust into this by any means. It's not broken by any means. It's not, like, going to be game-changing. But at level 1, it's still serviceable. Even if you don't care about the damage, the debuff to a boss is pretty nice. Learnables, though? There's some nice stuff in here, some interesting things. Magic up 2, I don't care. Ice Chance. Ice attack damage to enemies in faint or break plus 10%. This is the first of its kind, I think we're seeing, right? The ice damage to attribute damage to an enemy in faint or break. This is also only 2 SC. So it is conditional, then being fainted or broken, but 2 SC for 10% damage is really nice. Buddha, what are you doing over there?
Don't worry about it. Keep explaining.
You're doing the thing. Ice Shield is, I forget what arc that's on before. I think it was only on the Beast of the End arc, if I remember correctly. So having this on another arc is pretty nice. God Geyser, sure. Giant Purge is definitely a good skill. It's nothing, I don't think it's anything crazy, but 9 SC for 20% damage is essentially giant killing for magic. Then Ice Enhance, ice attack damage plus 10%, magic damage taken minus 15%. This follows along the suits of the other enhances that we got, such as I think it was Holy Enhance and Stone Enhance, I think it was, where they have the plus 10% attribute damage and then a random effect that they associate with that attribute. So this is minus magical attack damage, or minus magic damage taken. So that's kind of cool. But learnables overall, nothing crazy. I don't think this is like, you're chasing this arc at all for that. Not only that, the Accursed Mass Staff, being an ice attribute staff with, some strength, some high intelligence, high mind. During fire, ice, earth, thunder, magic attacks, low chance to give enemy debuff to minus 10 resistance to that attack's attribute. I don't know the chance in this, and I also don't think it's that effective.
I don't think it should be a chance.
I don't think it should be a chance either, to be honest. Being a minus 10 resist to attack's attribute, I don't feel like it's that. It is going to make a difference at 100 res, right? But when you're at 25, 50 res, it's a boost, yes. It's just not a huge boost. Now, it is not completely limited like the Queen Scepter. So if you don't have Queen Scepter and you wanted to use a staff on him that's going to be good for debuffing an enemy's res, which can stack with the double circles that he may have as well as weak, sure, okay, yeah, I get it. But it's nothing to chase after. No way. Absolutely not. It's good. It's just not crazy.
Yeah, so it's surprising.
Nothing on this arc screams chase.
However,
nothing. You should also never chase URs unless you're ready to play with your wallet.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it's
a good arc, just nothing nuts.
What I will say, and I forgot to mention it when I talked about it, is that we do have the hope of Godforge.
Yes. Yes, there's always a hope with UR. I mean, with any AUR really, especially URs, especially SSRs. This being increased eventually, the minus 10 resistance, may happen. So yeah, absolutely. If it was changed to minus 20, if the chance was removed, that would be pretty sick. So
great.
So I see you were about to do something, Buddha.
I was gonna say, I think we're gonna do a little first ever.
I'm watching.
Podcast surprise summons.
Well, when someone donates and tells you to do the step up, you got to do it.
You got to do it. I got to make sure to press record so we have the footage. But yes, off camera while Tweacz was, doing the thing, holding us all in his backpack, I went ahead and bought the step up thanks to Michael Burnside.
We're going to bring up
a goat. Of the
bring up the Lenius for the
bring up the Lenius for the luck. We're gonna do this interesting little layout. We have
he's watching
Lenius
He's
right
ready.
There. He's watching. There's a lot of pressure right now. There's people in here. We're with the homie Tweacz. We just talked about this man and his godliness, and I have the stuff, dude. I have the things to make him fun.
You do.
So I think we're going to start
You got
with
21 pools, bro. Let's go.
the curse mark. 21 pulls to my name. 1,300. We send it. Oh, my sound isn't on. Gosh darn it. It's okay. Well, this is only two rolls right here. I think we can go ahead. Safely just skip that. Got some blues. I see Tweacz is taking the silent approach.
I'm watching. I'm not on. I can't see yours right now, so I'm waiting for the stream.
We're going to turn on some sound. You can't see mine? You can see it on stream.
I can see it on stream. I'm just late. That's all.
We're going to rotate to the left hand.
I turned my sound off in respect.
Little 3B. Appreciate it. Little 3B. Nothing about this one's making me think it's going to go up, so we're going to go ahead and skip it. Now, these last two is where things can get interesting.
16 more pulls, man.
16 pulls.
That's a lot of pulls. That can happen.
It can happen. We're going to stay with the left hand. In honor of an old Buddha Gang member called Depressed Sushi. He doesn't watch me, but he is the reason I do this. We send it. I didn't need to buy 1,300 crystals, I just realized. We have a little bit. Cracking at the SR. We got one Lugmekia flashback. We have 2 flashbacks. We have a 3rd flashback. And it stays at the gold. Oh, it's painful.
It stayed gold with 3 flashbacks?
It did.
Oh, that's so bad.
It hurts.
What do these even mean?
They mean nothing. It's all just headcanon. Final one. Free 10 spin. I just sent it. We have a Tyria. We have an SR. We have a full squad, everyone. I don't want to touch it. I touched it. Yeah. Fake out in the bad way. 2 flashbacks. If we don't see a 3rd, but it does go up. No animations. We've got a ton of SSRs in the build, and they're all duplicates.
Ooh, just watched it. Ah, God darn. All right. Does that hurt?
No.
It looks like it hurt. Oh my God. Yeah, that's not fun.
Well, I'll let you know if those daily singles pay off. In the meantime, Tweacz, what's our next subject?
Well, let's talk about the event first before we get into the Soul session. The event is whatever, honestly. I don't care about it. Like,
It's weird.
the trading space is okay. Like, there's a prism, there's some stuff in there. I hate these alchemagite things. Before we get further into the event and talking about it, the one thing I want to mention for people who are going into the trading space and spending their resources on these alchemagites, these refined ones, okay, let's talk about this. These refined ones are useful for upgrading the event equipment or the stuff that they added to the alchemy, right? You're looking at the paid Alizes, the Zekis paid. You're looking at the Dark Advocate's plate. Yes, while you can use these for that, these are just going to be added to the regular alchemy anyways after this is done. So if you don't want to spend your resources in getting those during the event, which honestly are kind of expensive and you could be using those on a lot of other stuff, you can just Hey, Buddha.
I muted you.
Why?
I meant to mute myself.
Okay, so where are we at?
Depression.
You're all right. It was $10. You're okay. I don't know where I was started. I
I was
see
so confused when I got back.
sound is off. Went down. Oh, sound is off. Ooh.
No, we're back. We're back now.
Okay, let's talk about the event. I'll start over the event then. So
No. We don't have to go all the way back there. You were talking about how equips, paid equips, are jumping into the main.
Yeah, so basically
pool.
these equipment right here, anything that they're added getting into the event, the non-specific event equips themselves, these will be added into the actual overall equips after the event's over. So like, it's really easy to upgrade them in outside of here instead of these spending all your materials, the event materials on this shit. Like, just don't. I don't think this is worth it at all. But what you do need to upgrade is the Enchantress Garnache and the Spectral Grasp of the Sol for the part 1. If you want to, you don't have to, of course. But and then they do have their plus 40 stats in the maintenance notice. You can go check and see. Nothing crazy, but sure, useful if you want. The only places to get the Alchemagites are in the trading shop, unfortunately. So you're going to be needing to spend your hard-earned medals on this, which also can be traded for the prisms, gotcha tickets, grimoires, magic tomes, light of the worlds, Ethereon, mother souls, magic tomes, more mega clusters, like a lot of good materials. So I wouldn't be spending this crap on refined Alchemagites or a lot of these Alchemagites at all. Just take your time, work through the event, buy all the stuff that you need, and then work on the event equipments because they're just not that important. The event though, the event itself, this was kind of fun. You're basically fighting a big ass worm, conquering, which is interesting because this god version is actually a 20-second timer. This final stage for the Super Boss Challenge every day is a 20-second timer, which if you can't complete in 20 seconds, then you don't get the hero points or whatever the hell it's called. Is that what it's called? Honor points. That's what it's called. And this is like the similar setup to we've had in the past with the Attack on Titan collab, and I think this one's a lot easier, to be fair. But basically, every day you need to be doing enough honor points and enough of the battles and completing them to get up to 2100. I think the final level of the god level gave me like 750 honor points or something crazy like that. I don't know if it was because I had the bonus or not. But as a community, we need to do the repels at least 9 times, which means as everybody progresses and hits up the event and fights the boss, we'll get more and more taken off the HP bar of these Loug Zeus forces, and once we hit 9 or higher, we're good to go for that day. Hey Buddha, what's up?
There I am.
So I'm gonna run this one real quick, just to show you guys what it's about. This is, for me, it's not a very hard battle, but I'm assuming for a lot of new players and people that just joined the game, it can be.
Good old Michael. Michael's going crazy right now. Yeah, I got a little rude awakening here. Oh, okay, nice. I got a little rude awakening here on my free-to-play alt.
On your free-to-play alt?
But it doesn't take away a try if you lose.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Oh, on the actual boss.
On
okay,
the boss, yeah. You still get to do it 3 times. You just have to do the one that you can complete.
Ah, nice. Good to know.
Yep. Glad I could teach you through failure.
Michael is trying to get you to pull again, huh?
Yeah. I don't know if I could take another one. I can't. I think the reason I have that new pity rule is just because I can't face this anymore. The letdown it's too low.
Well, you didn't give yourself a huge sample size,
no,
so
I didn't.
You would have had to have been lucky to get either of them. But
yeah, and it's just that, like, you know what? I don't know why I've been reminiscing on like old Buddha summons. And back when my rates were jacked up because I was a new account, and I just miss those days, man.
I know. I know. You need the luck back, but that's okay. We'll find it. We'll find it. Didn't you Luxec something recently?
I did and I didn't. I mean, I did, right? Like, I got War in 15K. But
Yeah. That was it.
technically, the way I see it is I got Gwar and Bayland from paid pity.
Yeah,
That's
pretty much.
how I see it. So it's
Pretty
not
much.
like I just took a W. I did get lucky, but
Pretty big W.
it was a cost. There was a
All right.
cost to it. All right, X.
Event points, not really important. Nothing
Yes,
here.
not
I'm
a
expecting
big
to have Radiance or something in part 2, so we'll see what that happens. Event, okay, it's just whatever. Just do
It's
these
whatever.
this final boss battle and the normal one, and then this is available 3 times per day. Definitely do that for huge honor points. And make sure you use units that give you bonus for honor points in here. But yeah, not too bad every day. It really doesn't seem like that big of an issue for everyone to do. Trials of the Summoned Beast. They added a new accessory. It's called the Babalad Ring. And then they'll trial by Toxic Fume. So we're gonna need to do this again to get. And then we also have the trading shop more stamps, some cool stuff. I mean, the Babalad Ring. So I actually have some inventory I have to go check out. But I remember you told me I could see it in what? Alchemy, right?
You know, sometimes I gotta teach you, man.
Smart Buddha. So the alchemy, the Babalad's Toxa Bandit. Once you get this, you have to level up to plus 40 through use of the souls or the materials that they give you in farmable quests, and then you have to get the prisms to do that, both from the mission rewards as well as the final battle for the Babalad thing. And then once you get to plus 40, you can upgrade it in the God Forge to this nice little thing. Battle start, chance to give all enemies poison, which is similar to things like the Subaru's Metia that gives blind, that has a chance to give blind on battle start. Similar to Gaze at the End, which can give, or a chance to give curse on battle start. Like, these are actually really useful things, and especially for places where you want to reset and automatically activate a Terror Mouth build. Pretty useful in my opinion. And then you can put them on anyone, right? It also gives a little bonus to damage versus enemies with status ailments and poison nil, which is cool. Definitely a very good accessory if you're going to get any of them. This is more your attack focused one, but definitely very useful.
Do you know what it couples nicely with Tweacz?
Oh God, here we go. I know. Go ahead. Do you know? Do it. Do you want me to go find it in my inventory? I can show you.
I had to teach you earlier, but I'm just.
You had to teach me earlier because I just don't know things.
I don't know if you forgot. So if you click on Claw, slow down. I gotta say, whoa now. Yep, that's it. Phenocleave.
Oh, this was a random guess. I didn't know you were going to talk about it.
Listen, man. Sometimes you guess well. Anyway.
So Phenocleave, yes. If you automatically proc that poison on an enemy, which they would have to be less than nil before even going into the battle, right? In order to get that procced, and then you immediately get 50% bonus damage because this gives damage to poison enemies plus 50%, which does synergize very well. I will give you that. That's all damage too. Like, it's not just physical damage. You can throw this on a friggin' sorcerer and have that proc and be like, oh, here's an extra 50% damage. Sure, enjoy. As well as automatically procs all of your Terror Mouths. Like,
yeah, I like those
ailments. If they're viable in the situation, are super useful.
Oh my God, when you start getting Terror Mouth 3 and Melee Mare and Phenocleave, it's just yummy.
Yep.
Yummy stuff. Okay.
Yep. Is it time?
I think it's time.
You ready, Buddha? Are you Are you all right?
I am prepped for this.
All right, so you made a video about this earlier. Okay. Let's talk about the game.
There's nothing else, right?
I don't think so.
No.
Lenius, the Ark, the event, another event, Guild Hunt time.
Hunt time.
So here's the thing. This is fun. I do love I love the fact that, they're kind of testing our DPS capabilities, letting us, play around with it. Play around with it as if you were early enough to know that you could quit out and change teams around and do it again. It was a lot of fun playing around with it, but the stuff you get from it is, excuse my French, ass.
Mm-hmm.
For new players, and I know you talked about this in your video, so I'm going to bring it up again.
Okay.
For new players, people who can't clear that much, the minimum that you can get in whatever you get in the event for the guild stuff is good, sure. But for the people that can clear up 40, 45 plus slays who have the ability to do those, even 35 plus, like you're looking at some of the, I mean, a lot of rewards, but very, very low tier materials. The only thing of note in that stuff that should be of note for endgame players are guild coins. But.
Big but.
There's an issue with that. Where is it?
It's below. Go back.
Oh, God. Below where?
Go back.
Oh, God.
And
Trading space.
there you go.
We found it.
In
permanent.
Yep.
Oh, God.
We're there.
Guild. We're there. So, this trading space is very confusing.
Oh, it hurts me to look at it.
Right? So, yes, we can do this daily. We can get guild coins daily. We can build up guild coins. But what can we exactly spend them on, right? Prayer Stardust SSRs. Now, I actually don't think this is a bad thing to have in here, because those are useful, especially now with our 26x dungeons. You can apply these onto arcs and get, easily make arcs teachable in one quest and all that kind of stuff. Sure. But then you go to Prayer Stardust SRs, which, again, are useful. But these are 30 days it takes to get 2 of them. Or 1 Prayer Stardust SR in 30 days. Like, that's not that useful.
No.
30 days, 5 R dusts, 15, I guess.
I get what you're saying for the min-maxi for the dusts, but, like, for me,
well, these are useless.
This is useful until you have a max beast hunter. And then they're all fucking useless.
But even then, that's 2 a month.
Yeah.
You need, what, 49 of them?
Yep.
49 extends on the beast hunter arc to get the plus 10?
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man. 30 days? Make it a week. A week for 2. That's great. But then you're getting mega clusters. Okay. Come on.
It's so hard to even try and understand where the decision maker's head was at. It's very difficult for me.
I just don't know where... I mean, so here's the thing. No matter what level you are, you're probably going to get some guild coins here and there, right? I have 10 right now. I think I got 6 the first time I did it and 4 the next time I did it, so we did twice already. None of this stuff really benefits me that much, so I'm just going to start hoarding. Like, until we get stuff that's actually feasible in here, if it's ever updated, I don't know what I could possibly spend this on to make a difference in my account. Probably mega clusters, if I would ever to do it, just because it saves me time from grinding those daily. Right? Like, it saves not a lot of time, but a little bit of time. But again, these are 6 good coins each. Which, even if at like the max that I get 6 per day and I'm, have great drops, that's 1 mega cluster a day.
It's horrible, man. Just go run some frickin' red gate. Just go run some blue gate. Like, here's the thing for me. It's like, I hear people who are super casual, and they do this, and they get through 28 health bars, right? And get 28 chests with a variety of different crystals, crystallites, not clusters. I didn't see any clusters. Did you?
I didn't see any clusters at all.
I didn't see any clusters. So crystals. So for an uber casual player, okay, you just got an influx of materials maybe you were like sleeping on. But for the majority of players and for the overall usefulness, there are so many other ways that you can acquire the materials that are available here that to me it's virtually useless.
Yeah, it's pretty useless. Like, here's the thing. It's besides the guild coins for me to do this every day and to try at it every day is useless, right? I can, on my account, I'm not saying I can auto to like 35 plus, but like probably. And the effort that I have to put in to get to 45 plus to 46, 47 kills to get like 10 to 12 more chests is kind of pointless.
Well, and just random thought, like for this initial stage, we have the ludicrous XBet reg spam.
We'll have that every day, dude.
We'll have that every day for this week, but when the boss resets,
it'll be a
it's
new
not-
attribute, new weapons on her, and it's the same shit.
Oh, right, because it's normal attack. So it's the same. Oh, wow. My brain did not think that far.
No.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
So
we'll
whatever.
have. Well, I
Okay.
mean, dude, it's
yeah.
fine. This is it again. It's a fun quest. I loved it, and you know what?
It's
They did
fun
a
to
great
do.
job making it instant, because it
Yes.
really does feel like you're just burning HP
It
bars, which is
feels-
sweet.
Yeah, I'm down for the punching bag, the dummy.
I'm down for the
Like,
punching bag. I'm down for
I
the
like
way
it.
the way it's done. It's literally a minute 30, no matter if you use time stop or not.
I had a good time doing it. Like, if you watch the video I posted, I'm
Oh,
like
yeah.
enjoying it and having a great time. I finish it, and then it's just like the plane went freaking 90 degrees straight down once I started looking at the
Nosediving.
rewards, nose diving. I looked at the trading space, and I said, what? Are you
Right.
kidding me?
Right.
So
I don't get it. Hopefully, I mean, like, I think I remember you saying something. I hope they have like a survey or review or like want feedback for this, because the rewards are just ass. For if you want to make it so, I would have been more excited if it feels like the rewards do not tier to how well you do, right? It feels like every drop is the same drop table,
correct.
which are very low tier materials.
Yeah.
If they had an increased drop table per extra slay, then it would encourage endgame players, and even it wouldn't affect new game players, but it would encourage endgame players to even try harder. Like, even if there were like mega clusters in here, I would do it, because a chance at mega clusters is sick. I'm not saying radiances, but if radiances were in there even at a slim, partially, like a very, very small chance, I would do it. I would try hard every single day. But because it doesn't have any of that, it's like, where's the motivation?
There is none. There is none. That's just point blank. So, yeah, like we talked about earlier, and you've already mentioned, my only motivation to do it every day is to accumulate guild coins with the hope that they will realize they messed up and start adding actual useful things into the trading space. So then you have guild coins accumulated. You can start buying things when that happens. But it's just we're just wishing upon a star right now, because I'm not buying anything out of that shop. I'm hoarding those guild coins in hopes that we get something better. And it's so hard for me, again, to understand the thought. It's so backwards. It's like the better you do, the more drops you get, but you can't do a lot of health bars until your end game, and none of end game needs any of these resources.
Yep.
Any of them.
So I want to just for a second, just to turn the tables a little bit. I do kind of want to give it props. Okay, so for a second, before we knew how crap the rewards were, my hopes here was that it would encourage community participation and engagement with each other, between guilds, between players, getting the best strategies, so you could, discuss how to take advantage of getting the best rewards possible. How you could improve your next day, your team comp, your strategies to get better rewards. The unfortunate part of, and I think they did that here. I really do, because I don't care if anyone knows what I'm running. I don't like it. Like, I'm running. This is the team I'm going to be doing again tomorrow. I did forget to put my impacts on, so I'll do a shit ton more damage tomorrow. But like, seeing all these teams, everyone had fun with it. Everyone had the same feeling. We're like, where the hell are the rewards? But going into this and figuring out the best team comps, and then giving advice to other people, like Maze did not have, because it was ranked. It was like an actual reward affected ranked. We weren't able to just go out and be like, hey, this is how you should do it. This is how to get the best rewards. This is how to get the most slays. But this we can. Like, I don't mind telling people that I ran XBet Lenius Prim with these very specific arcs. I think that's cool. And I think that's something that I'm probably going to make a video on for sure. Just because I think it's beneficial for the community itself to know the best DPS methods. Especially if stuff like this happens in the future.
Yeah.
And I think others feel the same way. But it's just so unfortunate that effort and that encouragement of community engagement with each other is now like, deflated because it's like, who really cares about these rewards at the point of where people who can get the 45, 46, 47 slays and shit, like, because those people don't care about this stuff, or they don't care about the rewards themselves. Maybe for like, testing themselves, time trial type esque things, yeah, it's a lot of fun. But besides that,
Yeah,
it's tough to think that I'm going to. Yeah, it's tough to think that I'm going to like try hard at this every day. I'll do it for like a couple days, maybe min max a little bit, and then it'll be like auto. Sure, whatever.
Exactly. The people who can min max it get no benefit. So then why would they do it to then teach those how to better their game? There is just no incentive, which sucks. And I do want to bring up, because Tweacz and I actually kind of have a differing opinion on this, is someone had brought up kind of a guild competing system, a guild ranking system.
Yeah.
You are not a fan of that at all. And
okay, so I want to just clarify real quick. You mean between guilds themselves, like not between your own guild, but between other guilds?
Exactly. So
okay.
the idea that I came across in some chat log in Discord, I can't remember where, was that your guild would attempt this quest. You would accumulate a total point amount, right? So like your 114 million would add up with all of the other guild mates. Sure. And each guild would have a total point accumulation, which would then compete with other guilds in a ranking system.
Okay.
I personally think that would be a fun and engaging way to accomplish what you're saying, where like you want to share those strategies with your guild mates, but you want to keep it on the hush from other guilds.
What I hate
you want to keep it on the hush from other guilds so that you're trying to get this guild ranking. And you hate it. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Because that makes me feel like Maze. That makes me feel exactly like Maze, where people like don't share information with the community because it's like not it's against their better interest. Now it does all depend if there were rewards based on it, right? If it's just like this where there's literally no rewards, then I guess I could see that. But if it's like there's ranking between guilds for specific rewards, and then like, here's the thing. If there's ranking for that, you know how many cheaters are going to be out there cheating on this shit?
Yeah,
getting
that's
like
true.
Instant kill stuff in guild rankings to get like, their score at like 300 billion.
Yeah,
like, come on.
No, I get that. But I don't know. I feel like if Adis could properly manage that, I just feel that the bigger picture, competitive ranking systems benefit games.
Right. I see that. And
you
know what? And I came from other games that I just hate guild v guild stuff. Honestly.
Okay. True. Hey, listen, I don't have honestly much experience, so maybe I would hate it too. It's more of a hypothesis approach I'm taking here, but because I know, like, listen, I love the Buddha Gang guild branches,
right?
But I know we're not competing at the top of the top.
And I'm ultra competitive,
and
so
you literally recruited rankers.
I mean, I recruited people that I talked to in the community, yes, but
yeah.
And generally, those are better players, yes.
So yeah, it's not even that I think we would be competing. It's just that I think that competition is healthy for attracting players and retaining them to a certain degree.
Maybe.
And I
just feel like this is just if you have X bet, you win.
Correct. And well, that's what we've come to learn for sure. So yeah, once it's that skewed, once you dive into like specific details like that, it becomes very much less appealing. Absolutely.
And that's the thing right there, is the fact that because it's not ranked, because it's just like a friendly competition between, there's no rewards for getting first. It's just like, if you want to try, go ahead. I know a lot of people just like in my guild specifically, they don't really care to try that much. It's just like
because there's nothing to get.
There's nothing to do it, right? Like we came out right after maintenance, we're like, hey, this is good, this is bad, who cares? And they were like, whatever, we'll just put it in a team and do whatever. It's not ideal.
No,
in any sense. Not for you, not for me, not for almost anyone. I don't know. I would love to hear the opinion of someone who thinks this is great. This is the best thing in the world.
I haven't seen one person.
Right.
Oh, actually, I did. I actually. I got a comment and I responded to it because they said that for, what did they tell me? They told me for free-to-play players, the rewards were nice. And I
For some,
commented
okay, so free to play players who do not auto run, yes.
exactly. What I said is, I said for very casual players, I can agree. Free to play, no. I know plenty of free to play players that have, you have access to auto running. You have access to the plethora of different ways to acquire these materials as a free to play player. That's not locked behind pay to win.
Right.
What's locked behind pay to win is ranking, obviously, and on top of understanding the game systems. But for grinding materials, especially the ones that are available here, no. All players have access to that. So
booty cheeks.
yeah, free to play was the, I think he meant casual players. I don't think he meant free to play. I think people combine the two very often when there is a distinction. So that's the only comment I saw that was in support of this. But other than that, it's pretty unanimous. What I'd be interested to hear is JP feedback. I haven't really looked into that.
Me neither.
So we'll wait to see that.
Here's the thing. I know Belly said in chat something about making ubiquitous rewards for all guilds and a guild leaderboard for aesthetics. So if there is aesthetics happening for ranking in certain capacities for this stuff, for guild v guild stuff, the unfortunate part of that is, I know you're a leader of a guild. I'm a leader of a guild.
I don't want to.
Since I'm ultra competitive, things would be changing, right? If guild v guild stuff is starting to make competitive stuff and make rewards based behind that, I
don't think you should be competing within your guild.
No, not within my guild, but I'm not saying everyone's safe. That's the thing, and that's tough because you want to get the best rewards, but you don't want. I mean, if there was a certain level, a threshold that you'd have to pass to get the rewards themselves, and then none of that was ranked after that, that's cool. That's fine with me. Just to have the minimum, for
same with Maze,
right? Or have a guild get above a certain points, and then have that guild have a certain banner itself. Have a cool different banner, because we have this stuff now. We have that update, right? Of you can see people's guilds.
Yeah, I like it.
I do believe, in my opinion, we're gonna start doing this shit, right? They will start. Let's go to nope, no, there's no quest there.
You could have just
go to here.
Tab.
Any of this stuff right here, this Demons of Granzelia, One Piece Collab 1, all this stuff for the Dojo Dynasty. What's up?
Hey, Dojo.
Anyone in these guilds, I feel like they're probably going to add aesthetics to these banners themselves. For your guild itself, recognizing the top guilds in the game and stuff. That makes a lot of sense to me for aesthetics. But if it was just for the guild hunt, if you had broke a threshold for a total points for the certain lava rava over the whole week and stuff, that would be cool, right? Just having a little bit different aesthetics, and that would encourage people to join better guilds, get better themselves, encourage advancement in the game. Yeah, I don't know, but not ranking specifically, not a specific reward for the top guild in the game. Just make it a conglomerate reward for all of the guilds that have reached a certain point.
Yeah, and that does get really dicey in a gacha game for sure.
Sure.
When
you start making not only ranking within guilds or by individual players, but groups of players.
Right.
Oh, that's one big reason of why I. Right, and that's one of the reasons I hate that stuff, and especially even games, other games. I just don't have the time for that. Come on. What are we doing?
What you're saying. I hear what you're saying. So.
And people do have the time for that, but I don't. No way.
I think I've gotten all I need to rant out about it. So hopefully, Barleen will check this podcast episode out and take some notes back to HQ. But listen, Lady Buddha, I told her I was going to be done at 10:30.
You lied. You can just tell her Tweacz rambled on for a while.
She just hit a pretty mega bonus at her job. Want to share that she's doing very well. She wants to celebrate, and that is the reason I'm going to rush out of this podcast. Tweacz, anything else you have to Tell the
The
people.
weirdest. All right, well, I'll just let that one go. No, but congratulations to her. That's pretty exciting.
Thank you.
To add to the podcast, no, I think we covered everything. Lenius is sick. Now, should we answer the question? Is he a must pull? I think I know your answer. Nope. No, and that's the thing. Game breaking stuff must pull. Sure, I get it. For DOH, who's going to come back in 6 months, who's going to be on every banner after 6 months from now, who is a very good unit but not game breaking, no, definitely not a must pull. Like, no way. No way, dude.
Let him come to you. As I have said, as I'm sure Tweacz has put in however many chat logs, he will be added to a banner later. He's not necessary for any content to clear. He's just a very nice toy to get on your account, but not something to break the bank for. Not something to blow all your crystals for and then regret it when something is around the corner. Because you got to remember, statistics don't lie, right? For every lucky pull you see on Discord, on Reddit, or wherever, there are 100, 200 people that did the same thing and got shafted. They're just not vocal about it.
Yep, confirmation bias is a real thing.
So, be smart. Listen, if you enjoy the rush of the gambling, just understand that and don't let it affect your mood, I guess is all I have to say about that. Although, I just freaking downed a whole glass of wine after that episode, but...
Very nice.
Easier said than done. But thank you guys for being here live. Thank you for being a part of this epic journey. Thank you to my co-host Tweacz for always holding it down, showing us what Lenius is about.
And Buddha.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for exploring the man inside you.
Oh, man, I thought we were going to get through without even bringing it up.
I got it. What a weird title. Just going to throw that out there. But anyways.
We all aspire to be a character like Lenius, right? To have those traits within us. So, do with that title as you will. But that's all we got for you this time, guys. Like, subscribe, bell noties if you're new, watching this on the playback. Welcome to the Buddha gang. We like to have fun here, and I appreciate you all. Tweacz and I love you. And all that being said, y'all know what we say. Work hard, play hard. See you in the next podcast.